Yeah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. To the elder apostles in Connecticut, to the bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold, Shalom. To you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Ram Yahawada with the lesson. Yeah, so this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 12. It says, and she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler, right? Speaking about this so-called thirst culture of men, right? So they're open. You're okay. All these men are thirsty, but it doesn't stop her from talking to all these different thirsty men. So she'll open her mouth to strange men or different type of men, right? On a daily basis, right? These women have no decorum, especially like the ancient world. It's no problem for them to speak to a man, right? That's not her husband or her brother or her father. Back in the ancient world, a woman didn't just come up to a man and just start talking to him, right? So our women are out of order, right? And that's the society. That's the reality of the society that we're living in, right? Back in the day, people would say something. Look at her. Other women would say, look at her. Look how she talking. You know, and they made that be like, oh, she's bold or she's exciting. To that's the average everyday norm now, right? She be talking to any, open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he had found a a fountain, right? Hey, look, hey, think I got me one. I'm considering, right? And a matter of fact, the scriptures tell you that a woman mind is full of snares and traps. So what is she thinking when she's talking to this this guy that she just opened her mouth to as a thirsty traveler, right? Speaking to, she's thinking, okay, and they tell you that within the first 5 seconds or something. That's what they say. The first 5 seconds, first few moments of talking to a woman, she's already decided whether she's gonna have sex with you or not, or is she gonna lead you on? See what you get, right? Or is she gonna lead you on to see what she can get out of you? Couple dates, couple food, take you out to eat. I don't want them to take me out to eat. I just want to see if I can tell them, hey, my lights is going to go off. My kids need something, you know, for whatever, And this is the type of society that you're living in, Nate, whether you know it or not, right? And that's a prostitute like behavior, right? But also what they find it when he findeth a fountain and drink of every water near her, right? So she's messing with talking to all sorts of different men, but not all is she talking to men, which that opens up a situation that leads to basically infidelity, right? Or prostitution, right? By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. And so, like Apostle Kabar was just saying, it's not like you got virgins sprawled out all over the streets saying, "Hey, I'm just this lonely virgin. Nobody wants to be with me. Everybody's going after the floozies and the hussies, right? And nobody wants this nice, pristine, untouched thing that you know what I'm saying? That's not happening. Most of these women are giving it up young. It's rare to find a virgin. You know that, right? Technically, you know what I mean? And like what Apostle Bar was saying, most women are in the mentality of, what have you done for me lately? What can you do for me? Right? It says, even he said they even in the mentality. Yeah, Apostle Gabar said they even in the mentality of was it no money, no honey, right? So you don't get the, unless you got some type of money, right? So, and that arrow that hedges, right? Dealing with, back in the day, used to call it trim, right? When you get some, finna go get some trim, hedges or quiver. Being a quiver is where arrows go in at, right? It opens up and you put your arrows in, right? A quiver being a woman's what, you know, sex basically, right? So these chicks are having sex with all sorts of people anyway. Yeah. So this is um I was watching this lesson right here with Apostle Kabar on daily edification. It is possibly one of the greatest lessons to me I've ever heard. Uh, he did it with class, style, and grace. Um, it was beautiful, man. And I just want to try to, Lord willing, you know, it some parts that he said that sparked some scriptures in my head. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this and then try to go to the part where he said, certain scriptures that he read. Then I'm gonna read, going to some scriptures, and hopefully what I do is edifying, Lord willing, yeah. Let's go ahead.
You got camps saying you could buy prostitutes and it's good in your house shot. Okay. Y'all keep being fooled by these people out here. Mark 9.
So the term is prostitute, right? Now here's the thing. In today's world, the majority of women out there are nothing but prostitutes. Okay, they all have a price. A prostitute is a woman that has sex for money, right? It's an exchange. You give her money, she gives you sex. The majority of the women of this world, that's the mind state that they have. They all have a price, man. Okay, especially if the woman feels that she's super attractive, she already has a price. Oh, man, gonna have to do this and do that, jump through 5 brands and spend all kinds of money to get with me because I'm so fine. That's the mentality of these average women out there. Even the average woman has that mentality. This guy, Nathaniel, acts like a virgin is on every corner, just waiting to be taken by a man. All right, you'd be very hard pressed to find a virgin in this day and age, especially with social media. Okay, social media has gassed the heads of these women up, man. Even if there are 2 or 3 on the beauty scale, it's gassed their heads up. All right, they all have a price. Now,
Because believe we've as men can't say you haven't spoke about that with other men around you. I even spoke about that with men who ain't even in the truth. They be like, man, they be like some ugly chick, be acting like she just this fly thing, because people are it's a thing called thirsty, right? And these men today are thirsty, right? And They're telling these women that they're beautiful when they know that they're not. They're not beautiful at all, right? It's just the value of men getting sex has gone down. There's a high level. It's the opposite. Back in the day, it was a high level of women that were virgins, and a high level of men that that were experienced, right? Nowadays, it's the opposite. You got more men that's virgins, and women got bodies on them, right?
Cause where they going, man? They might be going to their job, but then they might be going on there to meet up for a secret rendezvous and commit adultery. They might be doing that too. This is what they do. Even on the job,
Right. So yeah, like he was saying, some women may go, supposed to be secret rendezvous, which remind me of that song back in the 80s. It was called Secret Lover. Secret lovers, yeah, that's what we are. Trying so hard to hide the way we feel, right? Yeah, no, I ain't the greatest singer, but yeah, that's that joint. That used to be a joint. Hey, that song actually go hard, but that's the come on. That's the society that you live in, right? So I'm kind of skipping ahead, but I'm gonna go back and just go into the part. But it just remind me of that part right there when it talks about her opening her mouth, right? So Apostle Kabar is going to go into this word, right? And he's breaking it down.
these women are on their job and they're just supposed to be married or have a husband, whatever. And then they go to their job and meet another guy and have a secret meeting with that guy. Have what they call a tryst. I think it's called a tryst. Let me see if I'm correct on that. Tryst. 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 There we go. See? Tryst.
Tryst.
A meeting is when people get together for any reason. That's why it's crazy, man. You got you a woman.
Any reason? Did it say any waters? Every water? Any water? Every water, right? For any reason you get together, every kind of water, any kind of conversation that's happening, right? Because of all these so-called thirsty dudes that's out there. But a ugly chick, you know, used to be the most humblest chick you can ever talk to. Cause she knew I and all the other girls, and she'd be down. But now these days, because everybody got social media, everybody's a star. All these so-called thirsty travelers or these men that talk to her because she's ready to open her mouth to these thirsty guys to have conversation with them, right?
And it is she goes to her job. First of all, she'll spend 2 hours in the mirror, prettying herself up, dolling herself up, just to go to her job. And you supposed to, and you laying in the bed looking at her getting herself all prettied up to go on her job. You don't think she's gonna meet some dude on that job and have a tryst with him? She's exposing herself publicly. She's engaged in the act of prostitution. That's what the very word means. Okay? So how about that? A meeting is when people get together for any reason, but when they are sneaking to meet, notably as secret lovers, it's called a tryst. See? See that?
Tryst.
The origin of the word tryst comes from Middle English and originally referred to a designated hunting station. Phone at the chime on that one. All right, let's go to the scriptural side of things. Let's go to the book of Amos. All right, Amos. Amos 7 and 17. All right, here's what it says. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Right? So the Lord said this, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh said this through the prophet Amos. All right? Future prophecy that's happening now. Thy wife, meaning your woman, shall be an harlot in the city. All right? And thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword. Are not our sons and daughters falling by the sword? And there are many different examples of the sword. One of the most popular example is the gun. A lot of our sisters and brothers are dying by the gun. Okay, like it says here, thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword. You know, you got a lot of Jakes offing each other, men and women. All right, so the first part, if the second part is true, thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, the first part is indeed true. Thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, meaning a whore, a prostitute. But let's read that in the NLT. Okay, but this is what the Lord says. Your wife will become a prostitute in the city. And I looked up the word prostitute a long time ago. The word literally is from the Latin, means to stand before. Pro means before. Statute means to stand before. So when these women parade themselves, especially on social media, that is the mentality of a prostitute. Essentially, that is a prostitute based upon the word, the very word. As a matter of fact, let's go to etym. And that shows you that Bishop Nathaniel is emotional, okay? Like I said, he acts like as if a virgin is on the corner of every street just waiting to be taken by a man. Let's go to etym online. And we're going to type in the word prostitute. All right, prostitute. Hey, it says harlot. Now, Amos 7:17 says, oh, your wife shall be a harlot in the city, right? It's one of the curses that came upon us as a nation, right? Harlot, woman who offers her body indiscriminately, usually for money. And that definition fits today's woman to a T. They even have a saying, no money, no honey. That's their mentality, man. Okay? They ain't gonna give it up for free. All right? So that's the very definition, by the world standards. That's the very definition of a prostitute, a woman that offers her body for money. But it goes deeper than that. Okay? Let's go to the etymology of the word. That's what we want. So this is, 1520s. That's when it became the definition for a woman who offers sexual intercourse for money. To offer indiscriminate sexual intercourse, usually in exchange for money, that's around the 1520s. But previously, before that, from Latin, so we're going way back, prostitutus, participle of prostituere, etymologically, place before, just like I told you, and I looked this up years ago, I remember, place before or in front. Hence, listen good, hence expose publicly. That is the very definition of the word prostitute, Bishop Nathaniel. Hence, expose publicly. Now, what woman out there, especially in this, now we understand why the Lord said your woman shall become a prostitute. All right? A harlot. Amos 7:17. When you go deeper into the word prostitute, it literally means to place before or in front. This is a woman that's placing herself out there to be seen, okay, by many different types of men. And a great example of that is social media. social media. All right. So I dare say, man, I dare say the majority of these women are prostitutes based upon the very definition of the word. Okay. Placed before or in front. Hence, expose publicly. What, man, in this social media age, what women out there are not exposing themselves publicly? You have wait a minute, OnlyFans? Huh? OnlyFans, what's that all about? That's prostitution. That is prostitution.
Yeah, right. So, hey, as soon as Apostle Gabar got to saying, I was thinking of right here, the Leviticus 19 and 29. But I'm gonna read into it because this fits what today's society is all about right now. Start at 28. It says, "And ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead," right? "Nor print any markings upon you. I am Yahweh," right? Or you know what I mean? He is, he that exists, or the existing one. I am Yahweh, right? Which means he is, right? To the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai said for you not to make tattoos. Most people, you got men wearing tattoos, but women, you got plenty of women with tattoos all over her body, like he was saying, exposed, right? It means to stand before, exposed, you know what I mean? In front of, right? So they're sprawling this all out in front of the whole world, right? So not only do you got men with tattoos, you got these women with all these different tattoos, right? And this fits today's society, right? So you're not having a bunch of virgins with clean skin and without any tattoos going around saying, "Oh my God, all they want is the they don't want me." This is why there's 50,000, 50 million, or 50 billion, maybe when it's billions and billions. You know what I'm saying? Of women out here that's virgins and just they're just all pristine, right? That's not happening. No, instead they got tattoos. It says, do not prostitute thy daughters to cause her to be a whore, right? Right? To cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom. So what do you have? Like, man, I've done this a couple of times, man. I wish I can one of these days I can actually, but I don't want to do all that. But if you ever go to your local store, go anywhere, I have seen personally with my own eyes from a goddamn grandma. I'm talking about a woman well up in her age. She got to be 60s, gray hair, everything, with short shorts on, or like something that's revealing almost all the way to they have little toddlers with some prostitute clothes, right? It means to have yourself to stand before exposed when you damn near ain't got no clothes on. What are you doing? You're standing before people exposed, right? It says, do not prostitute thy daughters to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom. And what's going on right now? Where do you find virgins? Say the land is complete whoredom. Even Yahweh Shai said, "What, you're an adulterous generation." So what time are you living? What time frame are you living in? What mentality are you living in, man? Right? And the land became full of wickedness. And where are we at right now? Is not this land, America, Babylon the Great, filled with wickedness and filled with harlots, tattooed harlots, right?
So publicly, if you have woman out there, if you have a channel where you're just meeting all kinds of men, all right, I don't care what channel it is on social media, you are engaging in prostitution, but based upon the very definition of the word. You see, based upon the very definition of the word, placed before or in front, hence exposed publicly. Wait a minute, you got At the IUIC, you got videos where women are dancing, exposed. They got tight skirts on. They're dancing, exposing themselves. Why don't you correct that, Bishop Nathaniel? That is a very act of prostitution, huh? That's a very act of prostitution. So you got prostitutes in your IUIC, okay? You got prostitutes in your IUIC because they are exposing themselves publicly. First of all, they're not, the women are not supposed to be really, they're not supposed to be seen. Okay, let's go to the scripture. As their husbands at home. Let's get that. When I say not supposed to be seen, being seen by other men in the congregation. Because that breeds what? That breeds, and that's why that group, IUIC, has so many problems with adultery. They've done videos on it. And they were talking about certain members among their congregation, the female members among their congregation engaging in acts of adultery. Well, there you go. So this is 1 Corinthians 14:34. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. Now here's the point. And if they will learn anything, it's a big word on if, let them ask their husbands at home. At home. They're supposed to be at home, not exposing themselves publicly, engaging in what? Prostitution. Because the very word prostitute is from the Latin. This is why it's good to look up words in the original state. We just learned that the definition of prostitute being a woman exchanging sexual acts for money, that didn't come about till the 1520s. You see there, the 1520s. So before that, right, when we go back to the Latin goes way back before the 1520s. When we go back to the Latin, when we filter the word through the Latin, we see what the word really means. It means to expose publicly. So it goes way beyond just exchanging sex for money as a definition of prostitution. Most people will say that. What most people don't know is the word actually means to place before or in front, hence expose publicly. Okay, for a woman to expose herself, put herself out there. And the greatest example of that is social media. That is an example. That is an example of prostitution. That's an example of prostitution. Okay. All right, so let's get back to scripture. 1 Corinthians 14:35. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. Let them ask. I should have put this on do not disturb. Bear with me for a moment. Let them ask their husbands. Let them ask their husbands at home. Right? For it is a shame for women to speak in the church. Right? Right? They're supposed to be at home. Matter of fact, the Apostle Paul.
Yeah, so this is Proverbs chapter 7, verse 10. And behold, there met him a woman with the entire, right? How she exposes herself, the dress, how she dresses, right? You know, like was it Dave Chappelle, right? No, you're not a so-called prostitute or harlot, but you are wearing a whore's uniform, right? An entire, right? So what messages are you sending? Right? The Lord said, do not prostitute thy daughters, but you can go anywhere out there and going to according to the definition that Apostle Gabar brought out. She exposes herself publicly, right? And says, behold, which means fish eyes look, pay attention. There met him a woman with the entire of a harlot and was it and subtil of mind, right? Which goes into really it's talking about America, right? The mentality of Esau, right? The different wines and philosophies that they have, you hear to suck you in to be part of this American society, which one of those subtle devices of the heart of the mind, right, was to bring in the women's liberation movement, right? And now a woman can do so-called what she wants. But I always say, uh, you know, what happened to the fact that when the women liberation movement was so-called brought to the forefront, it was about men always look at my breast. They don't look at me in my face. They don't look at me in my eyes. I want them to love me for my mind. But but like you said, you have the OnlyFans. You know how they're making money. You know how they're doing things. They made money through these OnlyFans. They make money and they make advances through dressing in a whore's attire. But she's not a whore. But she does wear a whore's uniform. I mean, just saying. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying this for educational purposes. Hey, you know what I'm saying? This is not, I'm not making any money or anything like that. I'm not, you know, but it's just a fact of the matter, you know? That's the entire of a harlot and subtil of heart, which is the mind, right? Which I quoted that verse about earlier, which that's these women, they get the mindset of Esau because they made that deal with Esau. And her mind is snares and traps, right? She she is loud, right? And that's what are these women about? You know, like we read in uh Ecclesiasticus 26. She's opened her mouth for every trap. She's talking, just running them. She's talking to all sorts of different men, women, opening her mouth, speaking as she shouldn't be. She is loud and stubborn. And you ain't gonna tell me that blah 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 blah. This is the American, because really this is talking about the the wine, the philosophy of America, but you could see it play out in living color, right? And in real time, that these women have that philosophy have engulfed this place called America, Babylon the Great. Yeah, that wine, that stinky wine, has engulfed this place, and it says, she is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her home, right? And Apostle Gabar is going into that because this is actually talking about America, how the military is in all different places, right? They're so-called trying to police the whole world, right? That's part of their philosophy, which is also, their plantation Christianity, their women live movement, and then their military, their democracy, going all around the world trying to convince people that, hey, to be a Mo is okay, to be this, do that, and basically turn what's righteous evil, and what's evil good, right? As the scriptures say, right? This is the time that you're living in, right? So it's good for a woman to be out there, but then this guy is talking madness. It says, and now is she without, right? Hey, a lot of you are without husbands now. Now you're going to be without help. Time of Jacob's trouble, Yaakov's trouble is fastly approaching, and you're going to be without. And now she is without. Now in the street, she lieth in wait at every corner. Come on. Everywhere you go, every corner you go, every place you see, there's a woman with, according to the definition, she is exposed publicly. She got on a totally not a righteous attire, right? And then if you do even got a righteous attire, what business do you have to do be speaking to other men or dancing or frolicking in front of other men, right? You're exposing yourself, right? And that goes into your philosophy, what you're doing, that plantation Christianity, or that whatever you're trying to do, that Christianity with a Hebrew Israelite twist. You're exposing yourself. See, it exposed Bishop Nathaniel that you don't know nothing. You're being exposed. It shows that, right? She caught him and kissed him with an impotent face, said unto him, right?
Impudent.
So she said it with an impotent face, right? And impotent means not showing due respect for any person. Impertinent. See if I can hit it. Nope. Impertinent, not showing proper respect, rude, impertinent questions. Rude. She came in with a rude face. Basically, it's saying. So basically, impotent face means rude. So and the women today are rude, right? Right, and that's dealing with the philosophies of the society, right? Because really, this actually goes back to, like I said, Esau, the way he runs the society. He kidnap you, enslave you, beat you, put you off onto reservations, put you in the ghettos, the vadios, the reservations. Never declare that you're the Israelites, right? He wants to keep you down. You know what I mean? Give you a little thing called, called affirmative action, and or whatever, and he's mad about that. So there's no winning with them. Or just like these women, hey, you want me to take you out to eat, buy some expensive way out thing you would never buy for yourself. I mean, well, anytime a dude call, where you going? Oh, I'm taking the kids to McDonald's, or I'm finna go get them one of them biggie bags at Wendy's. But a guy taking you out, he gonna take you to go get the most expensive platter that they have and do all these different things, and then you when he look at you, you're gonna be like, what? Are you expecting sex? You just took me out to dinner, a very expensive dinner, like hey, right? But that's how they look. They look at you rude, right? What you want from me? You know, one of those things. They hey, but the guy she actually does, it'd be crazy. The guy she really like is the guy that don't have a job. The guy who they really like, a lot of times be that. Not all the time, but sometimes it should be the dude. She's attracted because she wants the bad guy, right? Because even the scriptures tell you that. Because at one point in time, she wouldn't dare to sit her feet to go adventure, right? Right, and adventure meaning something bad. So you're only looking out for the bad guys. You're only looking for the bad boys, right? And a good man, she don't really want, though she wants it, but she don't want it, right? So that's what it is. I should look at you all rude, talk to you rude, because she don't have no respect for you, right? The guy who done murdered about 12 people, on the run from the police, don't got a dollar to his name, have nothing to benefit her for. She had no obligations to. She'll show the most loyalty to that guy, right? I have peace offerings with me this day, and I paid my vows, right? Therefore, come, I what's it come? I therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thy face, right? So there's what you say, according to the definition, they're trying to present themselves, right, publicly, right? And this is what that is. I came diligent to seek thy face, and I have found thee, right? So they diligently trying to basically be seen, right? Well, like I said, I know this is talking about the philosophies and things like that, but you could also use it because this society is engulfed into the society, to the philosophies of America, and that women's live movement. You could just see it oozing out of this whole thing right here, because this is the kind of woman you end up getting through that philosophy, right? Though this talking also goes into their military, goes around the world bullying people, and then smile in their face, and then no one's supposed to ever get mad because you dropped a couple grains of rice or something. That makes no sense. You blew up entire village. You killed little children. You did all sorts of different things, and nothing's supposed to happen. Like the so-called, but like no one's supposed to say nothing. You commit so many abortions, right? The most dangerous place for a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian child is the mother's womb in America. But hey, we're supposed to put you on a pedestal. That's crazy. And I have decked my bed with and covered deck. Yeah, I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry with carved works, right? Because women, the bed won't be all comfortable, right? Carved works, and with linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrhs, aloes, and cinnamon, right? Women be smelling all good, this and that. But she's been with all sorts of different dudes. She's diligently putting herself out there so she can go be seen, and then telling you, hey, come on over here and lay with me. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us so solace ourselves with love, right? Let me see if I can get to the point. Oh wait, there it is, right here. It's already right there. I'm already there. Salakia, and boy, because this is the woman of America. Like I said, I know this is dealing with the philosophies and things like that, right? Because it's coming to because this part is dealing with because they're trying to entrap everybody as much as they can, because that's why 66.6% of Israel is going to be cut off, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to entice you to get as many as will fall into their philosophies, their ways, and their democracy, and their basically they're wiring their philosophies off from the truth. So this will basically represent Yahweh Shai, because he's coming back. For the good man is not here at home. He is gone on a journey He's gone on a long journey. See, that would be the good man, Yahweh Shai. See, since Yahweh Shai went back to the Father, everything is going on, and it's like, hey, we can do what we want to do. But there's a time that good man is finna come back, right? But this goes, like I said, because that goes into the understanding of the philosophy. But this goes into the way the woman acts today, because she could have a good man, and she will lay with someone in their bed, and go, hey, come on, hurry up, let's get dressed, take a shower, get out here, and I'm how you doing? Huh? How was work? Oh, okay, yeah. For the good man is not at home. He is gone on a long journey. He have taken a bag of money with him, and he's taking a bag of money with him, and will come home at a day appointed. Right? See, and that's why I'm saying that comes to Yahweh Shai, right? Because it's dealing with the philosophies of America and the way they all these different things that they got. You live a women's live movement, the plantation Christianity, Moism, right? You do it thy will. You can worship whatever you want to worship, all sorts of different things. But it goes into what type of women we have today, also, right? And so the good man, which is Yahweh Shai, he's on his way back. But sometimes you women got to make it twofold to get understand why I'm using this, as you women will actually have a regular good dude, and you will do all sorts of things. But the whole thing about it is that good man is going to come back, and that good man is going to be Yahweh Shai, and there's an appointed day that judgment, all right, what's done in the dark is going to come to the light, and you're going to have to pay, right?
Let's keep reading. This is from pro before. So now we're breaking down the word prostitute. Pro is from the Latin meaning before, plus statuere in the Latin/Italian. Statuere, cause to stand. So when you put it together, to stand before, okay? See? To stand, make or be firm, okay? Stand before, put themselves before, vaunt themselves, okay? Expose themselves publicly. You see? That's what the word means. All right? That's the very definition of the word. Now, according to this here, harlot, woman who offers her body indiscriminately, usually for money, in 1610s, from Latin, prostituta, prostitute. Okay? So, according to this source here, 1610. One source said 1520, another source says 1610. It was somewhat earlier used in English as an adjective, offered or exposed to lust, 1570s. Earlier still in the figurative sense of debased, devoted to vile or infamous purposes, 1560s. So that didn't come till way later, man. The definition for prostitute being a woman offering sex for money. Prior before that, it meant to expose publicly. So all you women that got social media pages, you're nothing but a prostitute.
Yeah. So then it says right here, it says Judges chapter 16 verse 1. Then went Samson to Gaza and saw there a harlot, right? And went in unto her, right? Which we know what that means, right? All right. So it says the Amplified version, then Samson went to Gaza and saw a prostitute there and went into her. Matter of fact, let's get the other version. No, right here. Because wait a minute, Bishop Nathaniel, right? This Samson, right? This is Judges chapter 16, verse 1. It says, then went Samson to Gaza and saw there an harlot and went in unto her. Right? So we're going to the NET. Samson went to Gaza. There he saw a prostitute, right? And went in to have sex with her. Right? So he had sex with a prostitute. Right? And that didn't cause him to lose his strength. Right? It says Samson spent half the night with the prostitute. Then he got up in the middle of the night and left he got up and of the night and left. He grabbed the doors of the city gates, and you got to think these are big, huge back in the day. You talking, biblical times. This is a time when people go to war, so they would build a thing high as a 2-3 story building. That'd be the door, right? Big heavy door, right? You didn't even think about how these old castle movies, when they watch and you see them with the battering ram, and it's this big heavy door. You're talking huge. You're talking about this door has to be huge, right? Huge. The doors of the city gates, as well as 2 posts, and pull them right off, bars and all. Hey, he ripped everything up, right? And these and there, if you read up here, these people are lying in wait behind the gate, right, waiting to kill him. But he ripped it up and took their little hiding spot away that they were thinking they was hiding behind the gates, like they were gonna waiting to kill him. And he ripped it all up, right? Bars and all, and put them on his shoulders and carried them up to the top of the east of Hebron, right? So that wasn't what caused him to lose his strength because he had sex with a harlot. Hey, it looked like he gave him some more strength. You know what I'm saying? If anything, a man gotta have some type of release, man. You gotta have some outlet to let you know what I'm saying. To hey,
Bear with me for a minute. Where did I want to? Oh, yeah, Hosea. Hosea. So the Lord had commanded Hosea, the prophet Hosea, to take on a prostitute. And that's how Hosea got his, basically, as a rent-a-wife. All right? And that's how he got his children. Let's read it. Hosea 1 and 2. The beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea, and the Lord said to Hosea, go take unto thee a wife of whoredoms and children of whoredoms. A wife of whoredoms is what? A prostitute. And children of whoredoms. For the land have committed great whoredom, departed from the Lord. See? So the Heavenly Father actually told Hosea, the prophet, to get him a prostitute. Okay? That's why it's called the world's oldest profession. But now we know that now through this lesson, now we know what the word really means now, don't we? It means to expose publicly. So any woman who's putting herself out there, which a woman is really not supposed to do, all right? She's supposed to be, as a matter of fact, it tells you in the Apocrypha how the father has charge over the woman until the father hands the woman to a future husband. Okay, let's see if I can find that.
Yeah, so with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rukakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, to the elder apostles in Connecticut, to the bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, you Aquathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. And the Bible ball, Kwam Yasharallah.